Hello Power Rangers Lightning Collection fans, and welcome back to Toku Topics. Today we're going to discuss a top 5 list of something that I think would be pretty cool to discuss this week. We know that we are getting a brand new Lightning Collection helmet this summer with F0390's PRG New Hotel releasing on August 1st, but we don't know who is going to be the identity of our new helmet. Today I want to give my top 5 choices for who this helmet could belong to and why I think that way. So, let's go ahead and get right on into it. So for this top 5 list, I kind of took a look at a bunch of things and tried to kind of figure out, is there a pattern that they're following with the helmets? We've gotten at least one Lightning Collection helmet each summer since the line has began. In 2019, we got the Mighty Morphin White Ranger helmet, and in 2020, we got the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger helmet. But I think that there are a bunch of different options for what we could see for our next helmet, based off of just things that Hasbro likes to do, and of course, who would be the good marketable characters for getting a deluxe roleplay helmet. So like I said at the beginning of this video, we know we're getting a new helmet because the code HOTEL, which has been used for helmet in the past, seems to line up here to be for our new roleplay item this summer. And we have the code showing it and everything like that, so we know it's something that will happen, but we, like I said, don't know who it's going to be. So let's go ahead and get right onto this list here with number 5. Number 5, I think, is the least likely of the options here to get a Lightning Collection helmet this year, but I still think it's a very good candidate, the Zeo Gold Ranger. Zeo Gold here could either be, Jason or Trey, depends on which version you want it to be, the helmet would be the same. He's a very, very popular ranger in the Power Rangers community. I know for sure Toku Chris is a big fan of this ranger right here, and I know he would love a helmet, even though I know think he has a custom one. However, there's just a lot of really good potential here with a Zeo Gold. Zeo Gold has definitely been a Lightning Collection figure that's been pretty popular because it was one of the ones that they released twice. Which granted is one that, one was in the Comic-Con set, one was a standalone release. So there is that. But it is definitely a fan favorite Ranger design and character that I know a lot of people would like a helmet of, especially for a non-Mighty Morphin character. And with this year being Zeo's 25th anniversary, it would be a really good time to get a Zeo character or a Zeo helmet of some kind from some member of the team. And that's where number 4 comes in. Number 4 is going to be Zeo Red. So Zeo Red is another perfect candidate for a couple of reasons. First of all, to celebrate that Zeo 25th anniversary thing I mentioned before, it's Tommy, so that's always going to be a good seller for anything Lightning Collection, or really anything Power Rangers in general. And it's a Red Ranger at that, which are also very marketable things. And it'd be kind of cool to get 2 Red Ranger helmets, one from last year, one from this year. And it'd be a lot of make sense if we got Tommy. So I think this is a really good candidate for, I would personally like to see Zeo Gold more than I would like to see Zeo Red get a helmet in the Lightning Collection, but there's no doubt in my mind that this is a helmet that we'll get someday, along with Zeo Gold someday. The other Zeo Rangers, as much as I might like them, who knows if we'll ever get helmets for them. My third option is one that I feel honestly is probably the most likely option. However, I think the first 2 options I'm going to put here at the end of the list are the ones that I think will happen more, more marketable. But in terms of this is kind of my wild card, that's why I'm placing it kind of here in the middle of the top 5 at number 3. So number 3 here is going to be, I'm going to use Mighty Morphin Pink as an example, but I think it would be any other member of the Mighty Morphin team, except for Green. We'll get to Green in a minute. I think that there could be something that they're doing here where maybe they want to do 1 Mighty Morphin Ranger helmet per year. That would be kind of interesting. We kind of did this Lightning Collection, kind of already followed this pattern of 1 Mighty Morphin something when they did it for the first 7 waves. We had 1 figure per wave of Mighty Morphin until we completed the core team at the end of wave 7. So maybe they're going to do that kind of here with the helmets. They're not going in release order like the figures did. I think that with Mighty Morphin Pink here, it'd be a good opportunity. I think if I had to pick out of black, yellow, blue, or pink getting the next figure, or next helmet, I think that pink could be the top option because it would be cool to get a female character helmet in the Lightning Collection. That would be pretty neat. Kimberly, of course, is very popular. Her figure, this Lightning Collection figure in particular, skyrocketed on the aftermarket. You can find this figure now for it's really hard to find it for under $100 at this point, which is pretty insane. I mean, she was a 1 per case, so I get it. But this would be a fantastic option, as well as any of the other members of the Mighty Morphin team. We had that fake helmet box of the Black Ranger a couple months ago, which looked pretty convincing to me, and I would be down for that. I think not a lot of people would be as excited of it if it was just another random of the Mighty Morphin team and not like a core 6th or leader or something like that. but I do think that it could be likely that they'll just kind of drop that, you know, every year, maybe a Mighty Morphin helmet or something. That's just kind of my wild card guess here. At number 2 here, I'm putting the helmet that I personally like to see them do the most, but I don't have as much confidence in it being my number 1 pick, so we're going to put it at number 2 here, and that is Lord Drakken. Now, Lord Drakken, they could do a lot of really cool things with this, because I always love seeing more comic-related merchandise in the Lightning Collection, or really just in general, and Lord Drakken is kind of that perfect comic representation, and Tommy representation, and Mighty Morphin representation that the Lightning Collection could love to do. He's the only comic character to have received 2 different Lightning Collection figures, his base form and his Lord Drakken Evolution 3 form last year, so it'd be really cool if he was our first character to receive a Lightning Collection helmet that was someone who not in the TV show. That would be really, really neat, and I would love to see it. Also, you can kind of use the Mighty Morphin white helmet that they've already made as like a base to it. Obviously, you have to change things about it, of course, like the red visor and, you know, the little spikes and everything like that, but you can still use the helmet you already have as a base mold. And we know that Hasbro loves using their molds over and over again so they can get the most kind of value out of it, so, which is logical, that makes perfect sense. So it'd be really cool to see Lord Drakken get a helmet in the Lightning Collection. I personally would like to see him get his base form, but I would be down for any of the forms, although I definitely think Evolution 1 and 2 are not as likely at all, especially if they don't even have figures yet. They probably will never get helmet releases, but I could see the first one, and then maybe they could like redeco it and make it an exclusive helmet for a convention or something. I don't know if they do that, but they could like redeco it to be Evolution 3 and release it as some kind of convention exclusive. That is something they could do. And so I just kind of feel like that'd be a pretty cool, like, safe option to pick if you're trying to kind of go out of Mighty Morphin a little bit. You could go to the comics. And that brings us finally to our number 1 option, the option that I'm sure a lot of people are expecting to be next. And honestly, if this is what we got next, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. The Mighty Morphin Green Ranger. I mean, right there, everyone loves the Mighty Morphin Green Ranger, especially if people aren't Power Ranger fans. When they think of Power Rangers, they think of Tommy as the Green Ranger, or the White Ranger, but we already got the White Ranger, and he's definitely, for sure, more popular as the Green Ranger. Now, of course, Bandai already did a legacy version of the Mighty Morphin Green Ranger helmet, but they also did the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger helmet, and that obviously didn't stop Hasbro from redoing it only a couple years later. So, honestly, I was happy that Hasbro started with the Mighty Morphin White Ranger instead of green or instead of red, but, you know, it was inevitable that they were going to retread that, you know, the red and the green. So I'm sure, I guarantee you Lightning Collection helmets will have green in it eventually. I just don't know if he'll be next or not, but if he is, wouldn't be surprised at all, and that's why I'm putting him as my number 1 option here for the top Lightning Collection helmet that I'm expecting to see, but it's not necessarily the one that I would like to see the most. That would still be Drakken that I have at number 2. But that's all I'm going to really talk about here and related to what I think the next Lightning Collection helmets will be. Let me know down in the comments below, what do you want to see for the next Lightning Collection helmets, and who are you expecting? Now, of course, this is kind of one of those classic cases of wants versus expectations. You could want any helmet ever, but you know that you kind of have to think about what would they really want to do. What would be more marketable to them to actually make, and that's what I was kind of trying to base this list off of. Helmets that I would all like to have. I never bought the Legacy helmets, so the only helmets I have in my collection are the Lightning ones. So like if they did Mighty Morphin Green, I'm down for that because I never got the Legacy one, and I will definitely buy it. So, I mean, I'll buy it regardless, but you know, like, this is kind of just what I based the list off of. So like I said, let me know down in the comments below what you want for the helmets. And yeah, that's all I have for this kind of top 5 list of what I'm expecting, sort of kind of want for the Lightning Collection helmets. And hopefully sooner rather than later, we'll see which one we actually get this summer. I don't know if they're going to reveal it during Hasbro Pulse Fan Fest on April 9th. I feel like it's a little too early to reveal it. Usually they reveal it in like July. We've got the helmets revealed in July the past 2 years, so I'm kind of expecting that time frame here again, even though it's slated to release on August 1st, and we'll see about that. So yeah, that's all I got. Until next time, you guys can follow me on Twitter at 2 different places, at Living Ranger Key or at Lightning Fig PR for all things strictly Lightning Collection, the most accurate that I can possibly be. And of course, thank you guys all for watching. I'll see you all next time on Toku Topics. See you all later.